Why would anyone ever decide to cut their business revenue in half? I will let you know in this video why I made that decision and kind of how everything has played out over the past couple of years. So I started my business in 2018 in June. I left corporate. I was not being appreciated and they were never giving me a pay raise. So I was like, well, I can just go out on my own, and I did. And by 2020, so just a few years later, I had surpassed my salary by quite a bit. And so if you want to see like the breakdown of like the exact numbers, go to the blog post that I'll link below. But I made about $65,000 that year in revenue. So that's not take home. So I was feeling really good about that. That was quite a bit more than what I made in corporate. And then in 2021, I got pregnant. And I was pregnant for 9 months that year and then had a baby. So I went on a 3-month maternity leave. And my revenue was slashed. And I felt really good about that because I had created this business to be something where I had freedom to travel whenever I wanted. And also freedom to be home with little kids when that eventually happened. So in 2021, my total income was almost $50,000. I spent, because I think it's important to know what people spend. So I spent about $8,500. And so my take home was $30,631. So this was in 2021. And I felt really good about that. I really cut back on any type of expenses. So like when you think about expenses, it's like the bare minimum. I used Dubsado as my CRM. I have Showit as my website subscription. These are like the necessary things for my business and they'll add up. But I think having $8,000 is actually really slim for a business. In 2022, I cut back even more and I only spent about $4,317 in expenses. My total income was about $41,000. We've got a reflux baby right here. You okay, buddy? So my take home in 2022 was $27,517. And that was, there was no daycare. That was a part of that. And I think that's really important to note because daycare can be expensive. So I like to think of like what my business is making, but what I'm also saving on daycare. And like, I almost factor that in terms of like paying myself. Like I don't, but I think about how much I'm saving and I'm like, that's basically like business revenue as well. So I felt really good about that take home. And then 2023 was my worst year. Main reason, I was pregnant and I had a baby and I had a 3-month maternity leave. So I also dealt with postpartum anxiety and there was just only so much I could do. And I'm sorry if this is distracting, but I've tried to record this video so many times and this is real life. So yeah, 2023 was not great. Not a great year. My total income was $35,000. I had about $5,000 in expenses, so my take home was $23,000. And again, I actually feel really good about that. But going into 2024, I decided I really am ready to take the next step in my business. I have a couple courses and I really want to optimize them. And so like my funnel is not performing like it should, and I have not been able to really dive into why that is the case. So for 2024, I made a huge investment, larger than I've ever made in terms of like a course, and that was a $4,000 course. So if you think about, I spent $4,000 in expenses in 2022, and that's how much I just spent in one like course program. So that was really nerve-wracking for me, but if my funnel is able to perform how I want it to, then the passive income side of my business should be able to do what I dream of it doing. So I will keep you updated if you're interested. Let me know below if that's something that you're interested in learning about. And I can kind of keep you updated on if it was worth the investment or not. But yeah, so that is how my revenue was just cut in half. And why I did it, well, my dream was to be home with my 2 little kids. And so I did that. And then I realized, oh, that's actually not what I fully want to do. I want to have him in daycare a couple times a week so that I can grow this business. And that's what's so cool about having your own business is you can make that change and jump into a new, like you can just make it on a whim, and the only thing that's holding you back is getting your kid in daycare. So now they're in daycare twice a week, and those are my 2 days a week to work. I usually do about 1 to 2 website in a days a month. So that service is kind of like my base income, I guess, the biggest chunk. And then from there, there's course sales, there's affiliate income that comes in. But I'm hoping to pretty much double what I made last year, which, again, I had a 3-month maternity leave, so I should be able to do that. And I'm on track to that, although it's only February, so, you know. But as long as I don't get pregnant or have a third baby, which, you know, that's the goal. Okay, I think this video is done. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm gonna go help my nail reflux boy.